I have you guys on because you guys are part of a very funny web series called Ran and Jaden, and I thought I would show my audience your funny shit. Do you guys want to talk about the show a little bit, or
no?
Okay, turning on.
Yeah, it started. Well, you were part of it at the very beginning.
I'm just pretending to be ignorant for the show.
I am rolling.
And sounds good?
Yep.
Okay. Take, whatever. Action.
I don't know anything about it. Pretend I don't.
Yeah, it started out as like a sketch comedy series, kind of like a gay-focused satirical look at real life. So we did like a first batch of episodes, season type.
Yeah, would you call it a season?
Thing.
Season 0.
Kind of.
Pilot
Season 0,
episodes?
proof of concept.
Yeah.
Proof of concept.
Pilot episodes.
Yeah.
Demos.
Yeah.
Etc.
And I was a part of that.
And Aiden was
You
a part of
were,
that,
yes.
building our brand. And yeah, since then we've just kind of put out like sketches here and there.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
Oh. There you go.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, yay.
Exactly what I knew. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's the decaf one?
The vegan one?
Anyway, so
We're trying to kind of make the switch into narrative for the last little while. So
Having like properly structured seasons instead of like the sketch comedy. Like
yeah, so we still do sketches. Like I love sketch comedy. I grew up in high school. I spent like most of my time watching Mad TV.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah. And
That was most of what I did in high school.
Yeah, I watched a lot of SNL growing up. Like watching those like Will Ferrell, like the cowbell just killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we wanted to kind of switch to narrative to create like a world that you could really kind of invest in, and these characters you could actually kind of care about more.
Yeah.
So it's still like very over the top and like sarcastic and kind of what the show is, but it's a little more like the
Add a little bit more heart to it. Or,
and there's actual like consequences now.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That before it didn't carry on to other episodes. Just like
No.
you guys were just assholes, and then clean slate the next episode.
Yeah.
Guess who, bitch?
Oh, fuck! Oh, hi, Stephanie!
Hey, Danny, why don't you turn the car on, buddy, and we'll go for a little drive, huh? Do you know where Reyes Carpeting is?
No.
Markham, take the 404.
What are we gonna do?
How about you don't ask any fucking questions and I don't blow your fucking brains out? Drive!
Oh my god, the flash was on!
We're gonna look so oily.
I'm sorry, I'll change it. I'll take it off.
Who the fuck are they?
Which is great, and I love that kind of like
Yeah.
humor. Like Rand and I have been watching The Simpsons starting from the beginning, kind
Nice.
of going, and so The Simpsons is kind of like that. As my writing, I don't know, like for me anyway, as I kind of developed as a writer, like I realized that I really like stories have kind of like a darker edge to them. Like I love death and like grief and loss and stuff like as themes, and so as you know, developing the show kind of coincided with me developing as a writer. I personally wanted to put a bit more like consequences and like depth into it.
I find I'm the same when I end up writing scripts. It's when I was in film school, like all my scripts ended with my main character dying, and I just because I could not end my stories. And to me, I was like, the biggest sacrifice is death.
Yeah.
Just like my main character always dies, even if it's a comedy. He just gets hit by a car at the end or something.
Yeah. Well, I think death is so like exciting because it brings like up so many just like existential things about what it means just to like be alive.
Death is about life. I'm
I love
very
it.
good at writing.
I love it.
We went to university.
Yeah, we
So-
studied writing. So.
So we know more than you.
But yeah, I think death is like just a really cool, like it just brings up so many things.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah.
why I think I keep going back to
It's
it.
characters that deal with death, characters that die. I
Yeah,
guess. That's
like
just
Rand is
interesting
currently dying.
I
It's
choked
very
on
interesting.
I choked
Live.
on the cider. I don't have a disease.
things. Okay.
So someone dies in what we've written. Just spoiler alert.
Yes. Spoiler. Jaden worked on something and someone dies
Yes.
in it.
Oh,
Yes.
Very shocking.
in Rand and Jaden?
And
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, why don't you just stab me again? I still can't get over how rude that was.
So like, what was something you wrote where it was like a comedy and like a character died, or like if a death was like,
Oh, I wrote a short film that I wanted to make into it. I was just thinking big, but it was I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. It was so long ago when I wrote it. But yeah, my character just dies at the end. He dies because he falls in love and he shouldn't have.
okay,
He just jumps into a relationship.
Did you finish your program at York?
No.
We love that.
I was there. Well, I met Jaden and Ran at York.
They were roommates.
We were roommates.
Aiden and Jaden.
Mm-hmm. That should have been the web series.
The Aiden and
To be
Jaden.
honest.
Sorry, Ran, you're out. Sorry. Yeah, I did York for a year and 2 months. I think I was there for a few
So
months.
did you do 2 months of second year?
Second year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened in those 2 months?
Cause so when my first year of university, I was like literally like a few points under my, what do you call it, GPA? I don't know. I haven't been in school in so long. What do you call it? GPA? Is that the right
Average.
thing? Average? Yeah,
I
the
don't
average.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like a few points down. I was in the film production program. They moved me to just bachelor, just like a BA, and then I had to get my marks up to get back into it. And I was kind of like, fuck it, because I hated all the stuff I studied, and I was like, I don't want to study the idea of film. I want to do film, and that's when I started going to the Toronto Film School, a private college, and even then it was like I was like, I don't know if I'm good for school. I don't know if I do good in school.
I felt the
So-
same way. School's not really my thing.
No,
I
I never
disagree.
liked school.
Rand's much more academic.
Yeah, you like school?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to school.
Oh, nice.
Master's program.
I don't think I will ever say those words.
No.
Okay.
In my
that's,
life.
Never
that's
mind,
just
goddamn
the
life.
difference between you
That's
and
just,
me.
we all go on a different path,
Yeah, that's fine.
and that's okay.
We
It
went
will
on
not
this-
be for an MFA though.
Yeah.
Just saying.